Manipulation rarely arrives with the fanfare of a villain, wearing instead the mask of genuine concern. It whispers soft promises of help while quietly tightening its invisible grip on your fragile reality. The process begins with the slow, deliberate erosion of your confidence, leaving you feeling entirely hollow. Gaslighting transforms your own vivid memories into unreliable ghosts, haunting the corridors of your weary mind. These phantoms force you to doubt your perceptions, making you question every truth you once held. You begin to rely solely on the manipulator's distorted version of the truth, losing your way. As this foundation of self-trust crumbles beneath your feet, the manipulator introduces heavy chains of guilt. They begin weaponizing your natural empathy, turning every simple interaction into a cold transaction of debt. They frame their unreasonable demands as proof of your loyalty, effectively using your kindness as bait. Your own compassion becomes a leash, pulling you toward their desired outcomes with a steady force. In this dark, oppressive cityscape of the mind, you are slowly isolated from your support systems. You are convinced that the world outside is hostile, filled with people who do not care. Only the manipulator seems to understand your worth, leaving you feeling vulnerable and entirely dependent now. The walls close in as you lose sight of the person you were before this began. Every thought is filtered through their lens, blurring the lines between your autonomy and their control. You walk through their world, a shadow of yourself, tethered to their every whim and command. The silence of your isolation is deafening, broken only by the whispers of their calculated influence. You find yourself seeking their approval, desperate to maintain the fragile peace they have so carefully. They have constructed a prison without bars, built entirely from the bricks of your own doubt. Your intuition is buried deep, silenced by the constant noise of their manufactured, toxic, and lies. The architecture of this control is seamless, designed to keep you trapped in their dark design. You look in the mirror and see a stranger, someone shaped by the hands of another. The manipulator watches from the periphery, satisfied with the progress of their slow psychological endgame. You are a puppet dancing on strings you cannot see, moving to a rhythm not yours. The light of your own spirit flickers, struggling to survive in the cold, damp, and air. They tell you that you are lucky to have them, that no one else would stay. This lie settles into your bones, becoming the foundation for your continued and total blind obedience. Every day is a struggle to remember who you were before the mask was fully applied. The manipulator smiles, a gesture that feels like a trap, hiding the cruelty behind their eyes. You are lost in a labyrinth of their making, searching for an exit that does not. The air is thick with the weight of their expectations, suffocating your remaining sparks of defiance. You crave their validation, even as you sense the rot beneath the surface of their words. It is a slow death of the self, a quiet erasure of your own unique, vibrant identity. They have mapped your weaknesses, cataloged your fears, and used them to build this dark cage. You are a prisoner of your own empathy, unable to break the chains they have forged. The world outside feels like a distant memory, a place where you once felt truly free. Now, there is only the manipulator, the architect of your misery, and the walls of control. You wonder if you will ever find the strength to walk away from this gilded cage. But the doubt is a constant companion, whispering that you are nothing without their guiding hand. The cycle continues, day after day, tightening the knot until you can barely breathe at all. They have mastered the art of subtle control, leaving you to wonder if you ever existed. Your memories are rewritten, your history erased, and your future held firmly in their cold grasp. The manipulator stands tall, a giant in the landscape of your shrinking, fragile, and broken mind. You are the project, the experiment, and the victim of their relentless, cold, and calculated ambition. There is no escape from the architecture of this control, or so they would have you. You remain in the shadows, waiting for a sign, a spark, or a reason to fight. The silence is heavy with the weight of things unsaid and truths that remain hidden away. You are a ghost in your own life, haunting the rooms of their carefully constructed reality. They hold the keys to your happiness, or so they claim, while they lock the doors. The walls are painted with the colors of their lies, masking the decay of your soul. You are trapped in a loop, a cycle of manipulation that feels like it will never. The manipulator is the center of your universe, the sun around which your life now orbits. You have forgotten the taste of freedom, the sound of your own voice, and your truth. The architecture of this control is complete, a masterpiece of psychological warfare and subtle, cruel dominance. You are a shadow, a whisper, a memory of someone who once dared to be free. The manipulator watches, waits, and continues to weave the web that keeps you bound so. There is no light here, only the dim glow of their presence and your fading hope. You are a prisoner of the mind, held captive by the one you trusted the most. The architecture of control stands firm, a monument to the power of a well-placed, subtle lie. And in the silence, you wait for the end, or perhaps for a new beginning today. As you remain vulnerable and dependent, the cycle of control deepens through a volatile rhythm. This pattern manifests as love bombing, where intense and intoxicating affection floods your entire world. You feel cherished, seen, and deeply understood by the one who holds your strings. Yet, this warmth is suddenly replaced by a chilling, calculated, and sharp emotional withdrawal. The shift is jarring, leaving you shivering in the sudden vacuum of their absence. This erratic behavior creates a state of perpetual confusion within your fragile, weary mind. You exist in a state of constant, anxious anticipation, waiting for the next shift. Desperately, you try to earn back the warmth that was so easily given away. It is a cruel game where the prize is merely the return of basic kindness. Recognizing these patterns is the vital first step toward reclaiming your stolen, hidden autonomy. You must step out from the long, suffocating shadows of this calculated psychological manipulation. By identifying the puppet strings of guilt, you begin to see the hidden machinery. The mirrors of gaslighting no longer reflect a distorted version of your own reality. You start to dismantle the thick, imposing walls of isolation built around your life. True liberation requires the firm, unwavering assertion of your own personal and mental boundaries. It demands the courage to trust your own intuition once more, despite the doubt. When you finally refuse to accept the false narrative imposed upon your waking life, the manipulator begins to lose their grip, their power slipping through their frantic fingers. The dark, red-lit facade of their control finally begins to crack and slowly shatter. Light floods into the room, revealing the empty space where your fear once lived. You stand tall, no longer a puppet, but the architect of your own freedom. The silence that follows is not lonely, but a peaceful reclamation of your soul. You breathe deeply, feeling the air fill your lungs without the weight of expectation. The world outside is no longer hostile, but a vast landscape of new possibilities. You look at your hands, realizing they are capable of holding your own destiny. The manipulator is now just a distant ghost, fading into the gray, forgotten past. Your memories return to you, clear and sharp, no longer ghosts of unreliable doubt. You trust the rhythm of your own heart, which beats with a steady strength. The chains of guilt have dissolved, leaving you untethered and ready to move forward. You walk away from the wreckage, leaving the shattered glass of control behind you. Every step you take is a testament to the resilience of your own spirit. You are no longer a transaction of debt, but a person of inherent value. The mask of concern has fallen, revealing only the hollowness of the manipulator's intent. You see them clearly now, small and desperate, clinging to a power that vanished. There is no anger left, only a profound sense of clarity and quiet resolve. You reconnect with the support systems you once thought were lost to the dark. Friends and loved ones reach out, their voices grounding you in the real world. You realize that your worth was never something to be earned or negotiated away. It was always yours, waiting patiently for you to reclaim it from the shadows. The architecture of control has collapsed, leaving you standing in the open, clear light. You are the master of your own narrative, writing a future of your choosing. No longer bound by the whims of another, you find your own true voice. It is a steady, resonant sound that echoes through the halls of your life. You embrace the complexity of your emotions, knowing they are yours to feel freely. The anxiety of the past is replaced by a calm, focused sense of purpose. You are whole, complete, and entirely your own person in this new, bright dawn. The lessons learned in the dark now serve as a shield against future manipulation. You move with a grace born from the hard-won wisdom of your own experience. The path ahead is clear, winding through fields of possibility and genuine human connection. You look back one last time, seeing only the ruins of a false reality. Then, you turn your gaze forward, toward the horizon where your new life begins. The sun rises, casting long golden shadows that no longer hold any hidden fear. You are free, and that freedom is the most beautiful thing you have known. The silence of the morning is filled with the promise of a better day. You walk into the light, leaving the dark cityscape of the mind far behind. Your heart is light, unburdened by the heavy chains that once held you fast. You are the architect of your own peace, building a home within your soul. The cycle is broken, the strings are cut, and you are finally, truly awake. The world welcomes you back, vibrant and real, waiting for your next bold step. You step forward into the future, a person reclaimed, empowered, and entirely, beautifully free.